Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I went to Chat GPT to find out who are the real Hebrews and what did they look like. And I was surprised I did not get a whitewashed answer. But I'm going to let you judge by the answer that it gave. So we know there are so many falsehoods told today about who the real Hebrews are. And despite the fact that it's in the biblical text, there are still people that want to misrepresent who the real Hebrews are. So let's get to the answer that came from Chat GPT.
The real Hebrews of the Bible, the ancient Israelites, were a non-European Afro-Asiatic people with clear African and Middle Eastern roots. Here's a historical, biblical, and linguistic breakdown of their racial and ethnic identity. 1. The Hebrews were Afro-Asiatic people. The ancient Israelites descended from Abraham, who came from Ur of the Chaldees in ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq. Over time, they settled in Canaan, modern-day Israel, Palestine, lived in Egypt for centuries, and had deep interactions with Ethiopia, Kush, and other African regions. This means they were black-skinned, Shemitic-speaking people, not white Europeans, closely related to other Afro-Asiatic groups, including ancient Egyptians, Canaanites, Kushites, Aramaeans, Nubians, Ethiopians. 2. Biblical clues point to a non-white people. Examples. Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian, Exodus 2:19. Egyptians were African and dark-skinned. Joseph's brothers didn't recognize him in Egypt, meaning he looked like the locals, Genesis 42:8. The Israelites were often compared or connected to Kushites, who were from modern-day Sudan, Ethiopia, Jeremiah 13:23, Numbers 12:1. Solomon had love for the Queen of Sheba, a powerful African queen, 1 Kings 10. Jesus fled to Egypt as a child to blend in, Matthew 2:13-15, unlikely if he looked Northern European. 3. Historical and genetic evidence. DNA and archaeological evidence suggests the ancient Israelites shared genetics with other Levantine and North African populations, not with modern Europeans. Black communities, like the Lemba of Zimbabwe, have oral traditions and even genetic links to ancient Israelite tribes. The Igbo of Nigeria, Beta Israel of Ethiopia, and other African groups have long held Hebrew traditions, which many scholars believe are ancient and legitimate. 4. Modern confusion comes from colonization and racism. During slavery and colonialism, European powers rewrote biblical imagery, portraying Hebrews, Jesus, and prophets as white people to maintain cultural dominance. Renaissance paintings, Hollywood films, and church stained glass windows falsely presented a whitewashed version of Scripture. This was never historically accurate and served to disconnect African-descended people from their heritage. Conclusion. The real Hebrews of the Bible were black people from Northeast Africa and the Middle East, not white Europeans. They lived, worshipped, and journeyed through regions that are today known as Israel, Palestine, Egypt, Sudan, Iraq, and Ethiopia. Their identity was deeply Afro-Asiatic, and their legacy has often been erased, distorted, or whitewashed in modern media and religion?
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the answer it gave. I was not looking for it to be 100% accurate. After all, it is AI. So there's going to be some discrepancies here and there. But one thing it didn't do, it did not whitewash the answer, you know, where it tried to include almost everyone on earth as who the real Hebrews are. It didn't do that. It didn't give the Christian answer or the color don't matter kind of answers. It gave really an answer that I guess I was not expecting. But you're going to have to judge how you feel about this answer. But one thing I can say, the kind of things that are coming out of Chat GPT is less flawed than I thought. I thought some of the answers would kind of be ambiguous, where it wouldn't really give an answer, but something vague. But it really hasn't been vague at all, which is shocking because under any other circumstances, or if you just typed in who the real Hebrews are just in the search engine, you're going to get kind of murky kind of answers. you know, Not unless it's some website put up by our people, then it would be more accurate. But if it's not, it's going to be kind of murky, you know, like they're kind of giving you half truths and things of that nature. But tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.